Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's Daily Free Winner Show, brought to you by who? The best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Now, before Dan and I give out our free winners for today's card, we have some exciting things to tell you about. We've got a great guest today. I got to tell you, I'm very, very excited. I'm almost as excited about of having this special guest today as I'm waking up with you every day. Happy Tuesday, darling.
Happy Tuesday to you.
I love you. You look very cute today.
Thank you. You do too.
Well, you're only happy because I'm wearing pants right now. Normally, you guys don't see us from the waist down. Last week, I was getting ready to do the show, didn't have pants on. Would have been a whole different show, guys. We have a few things to tell you about. We're very excited about. First, come join the Wager Talk and Sports Memo families over at a meet and greet Friday, March 18th at the Superbook at the Westgate in the clubhouse. The First Family will be there from 2 to 7. Meet all your favorite personalities. We want to meet you. We want to say thank you for all your support. Then we're going to talk about that great tournament, guys. The March Madness bracket that we're doing for charity. Are you planning to fill out an NCAA tournament bracket? Then why not do it for charity? Opportunity Village's picks for OV Hoops Hoopla. Guys, Opportunity Village provides men and women with all levels of disabilities the chance to lead a life that had previously been unattainable. $50 is the normal entry fee. With that discount code you see, it goes down to $25. You're going to go up against other Vegas headliners, personalities, sports personalities, athletes. Guys, last year we had some boxing champions. We had some NFL players, some MLB players. Guys, on top of everything else, you're going to go up against some of the best handicappers in the world. I know we're in the contest.
And I believe we have a couple of other people already from Sports Memo and Wager Talk already signed
Absolutely. Up. So bragging rights, but there are prizes. Prizes are awarded to the top 5 finishers, including dining experiences, a 7-day Vegas staycation, signed memorabilia, and more. Guys, use that code March to 100k.com. That's the website. Use the code AAS2022 for the discount. We got 1 or 2 more things I'd like to tell you about. Let's talk about our good friends over at Goodies, my friends. The best popcorn on the planet. It is the best gourmet popcorn.
It is.
It is the reason why I had to start a diet this week. Anyone that watches our show, likes, and comments on it, we will put your name in a hat and draw it a week from this Friday. This Friday. See that?
One lucky winner Friday.
It's a good thing the boss is here. This Friday, you will receive a free sampler box. You get a big box, 6 different popcorns. We're going to send it to you free. And also, if you just want to go get some great popcorn, it is the best popcorn on the planet. GoodiesLV.com. Use code Joe D, 10% off. We've got one more thing to tell you about. I've got something special I'm happy about. Our good friends over at Sports Better Tees, Sports_Better, BETTOR _Tees, gave me another shirt yesterday. I want to show you guys. I love it. Bookie Killer. Another T-shirt. We'll break it out. The madness begins this week with those T-shirts and hoodies. And Dionne got a couple. Yep. She got a cute crop top. I tried it on. Look cuter on me.
Later this week and next week.
There you go. Now, Dionne, what else do we have to talk about today?
Well, we have a very special guest coming to join us today.
We do.
We're very excited about.
What about the discounts? Can we go into the discounts yet?
I can. So we do have a huge discount right now for the rest of college basketball straight through the final game for either Joey, myself, or Jesse Schul. Just $99. That program is available right now over at Sports Memo. And also, guess what else it is today?
What is it?
It's Tuesday. $2 Tuesday today for Joey, Jesse Schul, and Ross Benjamin. You can get all of their winning cappers, big plays for just $2 each, or you can get all 3 cappers, big winners for just $5.
And I got a special announcement when I give you out my free play. Now, guys, without any further ado, we are very, very excited to bring on today's special guest. Oh, my goodness, I'm taken back. I know him over 30 plus years. He's going to be talking about his tournament best bets and a few other exciting things from the 1990 UNLV Rebels national championship team, the greatest college basketball team in the history of college basketball. Welcome, everyone, Mr. Anderson Hunt. Anderson, welcome.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
Good morning.
Dean, thank you. Thank you, guys.
We're happy to have you here, Anderson. And I've got to tell you, before we go into a couple of some Q&A, some people asked us some questions to ask you when they found out you were coming on the show. Growing up in New York City, because us New Yorkers, we're a little biased. We hate anything from the state, from New England. So we didn't root for Providence, Rhode Island, UConn. Forget about Jersey. So Seton Hall was out. Forget about Ed Pinckney and Patrick Ewing down in Villanova and Georgetown. So we rooted for St. John's or even Syracuse. And I moved to Vegas in the late 80s, and I was a braggadocious, crazy little New Yorker, Guido, coming out here. And I fell in love with your team because, and you and I talked very briefly yesterday, just what we were going over. That national title team, Anderson, was much like the Miami Hurricane football team earlier that decade, where they dominated everybody, but they had a lot of players on the team that were a bit flamboyant. Maybe all had talent, but some other teams and coaches passed up on them. And a lot of people said that this team, they're never going to get along. But you guys did one thing. You gelled together with one goal in mind, and that was to win a title. Can you tell us a little bit about that title team, please?
Oh, yeah, that's a great comparison, Joe, because, a few people, compared us because just for the simple fact, you have young kids, talented young kids that's, trying to come together for, one cause. That's to win a championship for the school and bring notoriety to the school and the city and the state. So, it's tough, being labeled, thugs, and you was being nice. We was labeled thugs and gangsters, flamboyant. We would have took flamboyant, that would have been better. But, that championship run, it was great because we bonded together on and off the court like a year before that, the summer and the year before that, because a lot of kids don't realize that you have to bond on and off the court, in the summertime. Ain't no off season.
I understand. And so let me ask you this. There's obviously Vegas. Vegas had that big boom in the mid to late 80s where everybody moved here from all over the country and other parts of the world. But Vegas is a whole different city than any other city on the planet. I come from New York. You're a Michigan young man, right? You're from Michigan?
Detroit City.
Detroit City, Detroit, New York City, great cities. Boston, Chicago, LA, Miami, all great cities. But Vegas was a different city at the time. And, they had not known, they had known success, but nothing like where you guys took it to another level. Do you think any other city in this country could have housed that group of guys with that coach except Las Vegas?
Oh no, just us in Miami.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
That's it, man. You open the show with two of the, most famous college football and basketball teams ever that was, vilified, so, as young kids. So, but, Vegas is, was a, whole different monster. Everybody from your neighborhood that had money or everybody that got kicked out the neighborhood, everybody went to Vegas where you was accepted.
I know my wife wants to ask you something.
I did. I had a question for you, Anderson. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like playing for the one and only Jerry Tarkanian?
Oh man, it was a pleasure, and I wouldn't play for no other coach in the country. I grew up, with watching Coach Knight being, Michigan Big Ten, and Bill Frieder, and of course John Thompson and all them. But once I seen Vegas play, I was like, man, who is that? Who is them guys out there playing against Patrick Ewing and Reggie Williams and hanging with them guys? I'm like, I want to go there. Then the fireworks, and then just being in Vegas, the atmosphere.
There you go. I understand that. I'm actually prodded my wife to ask this next question because I see him around town. I'm friends with him for over years. I was actually a couple of days after he signed that contract to go to the pros. Dionne?
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what it was like playing with Larry Johnson?
Now, Anderson, let me go off on a rant a little bit. Obviously, just to get people to understand how tough it is to get from a grade school to a high school to the collegiate level, even in junior colleges, then to play for Division I, then to take it. There's been, countless. We can name guys going back 60, 70, 80 years that was so dominant. But I'm going to be honest, the Kareems and the Bill Russells and even Michael and James Worthy and all these guys, Bird and Magic, all iconic collegiate athletes. But I don't know if I ever remembered, even Shaq, who went to the NBA, I don't even remember him in college being as dominant as Larry was. Can you just touch base on what it was like playing with him, please?
Just like I said about Coach Tark, it was a pleasure playing for him, and it was a pleasure playing with L, because he was one of the players that took us over to the next level, because the year before he got there, when he was in junior college, Seton Hall beat us up pretty bad in the Elite Eight. And earlier that season, Arizona with Sean Elliott had beat us up pretty bad. So we was young, but that helped us, bond together and helped us on our championship run. But man, L, he one of the monsters. He could shoot, he could dribble, he'll bang you down low, and one thing I can say, if he wouldn't have injured his back, he'll, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
I still vote for him.
Absolutely. And I understand one thing about Larry in particular and the whole team in general. You guys had so much fun playing ball, but you guys were all business, and for a large portion of that first half of that season where you guys would be, I mean, even the title game where you guys, I think it was the largest margin in the title game ever, 30-something points. But you guys, I mean, at time with Larry, sometimes he had that beautiful smile and he was having so much fun. And then sometimes he just looked so angry when he went to the hoop, and how you guys all had those personalities. You guys had a good time. And on any given day, you guys are as individuals, you're very unselfish. You said you guys could dribble, you could shoot, you could play D, you could shoot from outside. But I mean,
well, every time we talk about college basketball, this is the one thing that you always bring up in any conversation that we have is the dream team of the Rebels.
The Rebels. There are certain things you talk about over the years. And I mean, listen, and whatever sport there is, there's always one guy that you can argue about who is the greatest, but you can't argue statistics. You can't argue,
history. You can't argue the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
I gotta tell you, that was just the most dominant team I've ever seen. And literally almost like in the beginning of Mike Tyson's career, his first 20 or 25 fights, fighters were deathly afraid to get in the ring. And teams, I used to remember team buses pulling in, the Thomas and Mack, and literally they knew they were beat before they even stepped on the court. And you guys also had a lot of class, a lot of fun. And it was a joy to watch.
Classy. We had to keep it classy because we had a microscope on us at all times.
Yep.
So
we did have a lot of fun in the hot tubs and the pools and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, man, the hot tub, and that was misunderstood, and it was crazy.
No. I mean, my hot tub.
I want to take you back a little bit when you was like we was business like, and I can remember a time we was on our way to the tournament. And no, we was on our way to a regular season game. We wanted to do what Miami football team did at the Fiesta Bowl and put on the camouflage. And coach was like, "Oh no!" Coach was very superstitious. That was one thing a lot of people didn't know about him. But man, he was like, "Oh no!" See what happened to them. So we was like, "Oh no, coach, that's a different sport. We not them." Woo. Yes, y'all are. Y'all just like them, different sport.
Absolutely. And I was talking about being in my pool, in my hot tub, because Mo Scurry was here so much. Let me tell you, if I was 2 feet taller, I could have tripled my wardrobe. He used to leave clothes here all the time. I couldn't get rid of him. I couldn't get rid of Mo. Oh, my God. Let me ask you, Anderson. I think that this tournament this year, the big dance this year, obviously there's a couple of teams that are odds on you, the number 1 and number 2 seeds. But I think it's going to be one of the most competitive dances ever. Can you please tell everyone out there a few of your top picks that you think have the ability to take the whole thing, and perhaps a dark horse or two, please?
Oh yeah, I agree with you. It's wide open this year. It's going to be so competitive. I can't wait to watch it, because just watching the conference tournament, you see that a team that's 11 and 18 can compete with a team that's 25 and 6. So I'm looking forward to it. And, of course, all the number 1 seeds favorite to win it. But for some reason, I like Tennessee. I like Nova because they're, a veteran team and they have a great coach. And, I'll say I have my notes written down, man. But other than that, man, what about Houston? Mm-hmm. They had a lot of injuries this year, but I like Houston. They went back to the old school jerseys.
How about any teams that are maybe seeded a little lower than maybe 6 or 7? Anybody?
You know what? Since we played at so much of a higher level, my kids And wife tell me this all the time. Oh, you always going with the favorites. You don't never like the underdogs. You don't never give them a chance. And I was like, man, we was beating people by 40 points. So I don't really get, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand none of that. But Indiana could make some noise.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what I've written down, Michigan and Michigan State better watch out for Colorado State and Davidson.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. You know, there was for so long, some of these little stronger rated conferences, they had their way with some of these smaller conferences. And now the talent level, I'm not going to say it evened out quite a bit. You know, people don't realize how good some of these smaller, I don't want to say smaller, but lesser known, not as popular, not top 25 schools, how much talent they get. I mean, people forget how much talent is in states like California. And, you know, if somebody doesn't go to USC, UCLA, kind of like Alabama football. Oh, I guess I'll just go to Auburn. Come on, man. That's not the worst thing in the world. But,
Exactly.
you know, these states, even Michigan, there's a lot of, you know, you look at the state of North Carolina, there's 6 or 7 very good basketball schools within a few hundred miles of each other. But
exactly.
So you gave us a couple that you like, a dark horse or two. I know Dionne has something she wants that you're affiliated with coming up in a few weeks. Then we're going to have you talk about something you're excited about, Dionne, if you will.
Yeah,
please.
so we're very excited about it. Now, for everyone who either living in Southern Nevada or visiting next week, our dear friend Rick, owner of SportsMemo, he has an autograph signing with Anderson Hunt. Also, along with him is Larry Johnson and Moses Scurry. Saturday, March 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. inside the Sportsbook at the Orleans Casino. They're going to do a meet and greet. They're going to do free autograph photos. Also, they have a ball signed by all 3 Rebel stars, along with the signed photos of each of them for just $85. So make sure you stop by the Orleans, come by and say hi to Anderson Hunt.
Yep.
And
those other 2 guys. No,
right. Two of the most fierce and best power forwards in college history.
My God, I had 2 of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Oh yeah.
The perennial smiles.
It's a one.
Oh, excuse me, Joe. I got a question for you.
Sure.
What you think about the matchup between LJ and Lynn Bias?
Oh wow. Wow. You really threw me a curveball. You know, LJ was just so great, and Lenny Bias, as you know, was one of the most touted, and I mean, he had it all. He had the tools to be, you know, one of the greatest. I'm always partial to Larry. I'm always going to be partial.
That's why I asked you.
Larry had so much power, but people don't realize because he was so big, he had some nice finesse. He had a great touch on the ball. He could play defense. He didn't mind. He would throw his body on the floor. He would grab steals. He would throw his body up. And let me tell you, you go anywhere in the paint with Larry, you're going to be hurting like a Monday morning quarterback the next day. Lenny Bias was just a great athlete. I'm always partial to Larry, you know. Listen, Anderson, I keep hearing from these younger guys, these millennials, that Michael could never go up against LeBron. He could never go up against LeBron. LeBron's too strong. One thing about Michael, just off the record on a rant, they said he came to the league, couldn't play defense, wound up being the best defensive player in the league. They said he couldn't shoot from the outside. He was the best three-point shooter. Whatever he did great. And I'll tell you one thing, talk about one goal in mind. I think LeBron is an amazing athlete, and he was just born big. He was born big, and he worked at it. But Michael was on another level, as you may know. But as far as Larry and Lenny, it's like saying Bird or Magic, man. You know, Magic was so smooth and silky. Bird, he looked like a pregnant moose, but he won. He did not do it pretty. Oh, come on. He was the most ungraceful basketball player I've ever seen. He made Charles Barkley in Auburn, when he was at Auburn, look like a ballerina. But he was absolutely amazing. And you can say, who's better, this and that? I'm always partial to Larry. I'm always going to be partial to Larry. I'm always going to be partial to that team of that national title team. Now, Anderson, I know you have something that you're very excited about. You have a new project that you're excited about, and I'd like you to tell everybody about it, if you will.
Oh yes, thank you. It's called Rebel Moment, and it's interactive web interactive chat room where you can talk basketball with your favorite athletes, and go back in time where you was at when they hit a big shot, or what was the fashion trends, or just anything. It's all about the moment. And the next test run we have before we launch is on March 23rd, 7:00 Eastern time. So everybody on the West Coast, out in Vegas, California, everywhere on the West Coast, Arizona, that's 4:00 Eastern time. That's Rebel Moment. You can log on rebelmoment.com. And I appreciate the support. Just come, go back in time. See where you was at, what you was doing. Appreciate that. Thank you, Joe.
Anderson told me a little bit about it. I checked it out. I'm very excited about it. And you know what, Anderson, if you want to come back from time to, you're not going anywhere. We're not letting you go, by the way. You're going to have to stay here.
I'm here.
We're going to keep promoting the Rebel Moment and whatnot. And I'll show that website again at the end of the show. Dionne and I are going to give out a couple of free plays. Would you mind sticking around for a few minutes?
Oh, no doubt. I'm here. Yes, sir.
I love him. I think I just got replaced as the co-host of the show. Dionne is going to throw me out. You'll be the new co-host. Stick around, Anderson. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to bring you back. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Anderson and Dionne.
Love it. Anderson, like Regis and Kathy Lee, Anderson and Dionne. It would be great. We're going to bring Anderson back and
I just replaced you, honey.
I got replaced. So all it took was 4 minutes of screen time. I'm going to bring Anderson back in a few minutes, guys. We've got a couple of free plays now. The First Lady of Las Vegas is kicking butt and taking names since opening day in college basketball. On the leaderboard, college basketball since opening day. She has something she wants to tell you about tonight on the premium side, and she's got another free winner for you. Dionne.
I do. So I've been on the college basketball leaderboard since day one, like Joey did mention. And just over the last week, I am plus 820 in college hoops. Today, I have two big winners for you. I have my slam dunk and my smart money play, each available right now over at SportsMemo for just $7 a piece.
$7. Let me tell you, she wouldn't even tell it to me. And I'm married to her for 22 years. I had to go buy it. I know it's a winner. You know it's a winner. Go over to SportsMemo right after the show. $7 each.
And I also have a nice free winner for everyone, too.
Can you tell her? You look cute today. Anyway, can you tell everybody? Anderson's laughing. Can you tell everybody about your free winner tonight, please?
I can. So 2 12 seeds square off against each other today in the first 4 matchup. The Hoosiers got here by making strong run in the Big Ten tournament. The Cowboys arrived here by finishing 4th in the Mountain West Conference. Both were ousted in their conference tournaments earlier than they hoped for. These teams almost mirror one another statistically, offensively, defensively, and on the boards. There's an argument that can be made that the Mountain West has a few teams that are just as good as the Big Ten's top tier squads. However, I think we all would agree that Indiana does face a little bit tougher competition overall. They have also covered 6 of their last 7 coming into today's matchup, while Wyoming has dropped 6 of their last 9 against the number. All eyes will be on the matchup between forwards Jackson Davis and Ike. Guys, the Hoosiers are a little bit deeper up front and can rotate fresh legs here. Here are some against the spread stats for you. Indiana is 13-6, their last 19 as a favorite, 4-0 their last 4 on neutral sites, and 4-1 their last 5 following an ATS win. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Hoosiers here.
The First Lady of Las Vegas is taking the Hoosiers. Hoosier, what is a Hoosier? That's a Hoosier. Go over there. Now remember, go over. She's got 2 big winners for you tonight, $7 a piece.
Yes.
And I have a few things I know.
I'm excited about for what you have going on, because today is a very special day for you.
Mm-hmm.
You are killing it. You are all over the leaderboard. You have an amazing special today. You are part of the $2 Tuesday today, where you have your, I believe it's your game of the year. That is just $2 today. Or they can link you up with Jesse Schul and Ross Benjamin to get all 3 of your top plays for $5 today.
I love it. I don't even need to be here. You got Anderson and you. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, I'm so excited about what's going on today. I'm going to make you so excited. You could throw away your script for Viagra. You don't need it anymore. I promise you that. Over the last month or so, it seems my college basketball hasn't just heated up. It's been on fire. My premium releases are streaking. When I say step up the 5 and 10 unit plays, they are unstoppable. 5-1 my last 6. Overall, my 5 and 10 units, a 32-11 run. Today, for my $2 Tuesday play, I have my NIT first round game of the year. Guys, It doesn't get bigger or better than this. I also have 2 other big NIT winners. Guys, just because it's not the NCAA tournament doesn't mean there's gold in them Dar Hills. Trust me. This NIT, there's some gold in there for you and me, and we're going to pick it, and we're going to make money off of it. I have my 40, 15-1 bookie buster, my coveted 100% late bailout. Each are posted right now for just $7 a piece, only at SportsMemo. Guys, grab a broom because today we're sweeping the board. Now, I've got a free winner I want to tell everybody about. Let's do it. I love it, too. Let's go to NIT action. Oklahoma, to say the least. We're certainly shocked not to make the NCAA tournament cut, guys, to say the least. However, don't feel too bad for the Sooners as they enter the NIT, the number 1 seed. Granted, their offense leaves a lot to be desired. However, we are talking about a team that plays in a very competitive conference, and they look good doing so. And they look consistent throughout the year. One thing for sure, they did finish their regular season covering their final 3 contests and have covered both postseason outings as well. The fact that they were a 7.5-point underdog in Friday's 1-point loss, heartbreaking loss to Texas Tech, I think is going to motivate them here to come out with a vengeance, redeem themselves. Let's look at Missouri State. There is a lot of talent on this team. They possess arguably one of the most exciting inside-outside combinations in the conference that's seen in a while. Isaiah Mosley, Gage Prim, studs. They are awesome, and they're great together. But depth, size, experience, and strength of opponents certainly favor the students here. They're nasty and stingy defense. They're going to frustrate the Bears offense for sure. Missouri State, 2-9-1 ATS. Their last 12 games played as a dog, 1-5 ATS. Their last 6 games played overall. I'm taking Oklahoma here to bounce back, flex their muscles, and say, hey, we deserve to make that cut. Let's bring Anderson back real quick. We've got a couple of things to talk about. Am I correct, Dionne?
We do.
Anderson, we've got a couple of announcements, if you bear with us. Then we get some closing comments from you. Dionne, what do we got, baby?
Yeah. So we still have that amazing special going on right now over at SportsMemo. The rest of college basketball straight through the final seconds of the title game for just $99 for myself, Joey, and Jesse Schul. Right now, all you have to do is go over to the site, pick up that package, $99 for any one of us for the rest of college basketball. And today is also $2 Tuesday. We have $2 for Joey's play, Ross Benjamin and Jesse Schul. $2 a piece on their biggest games of the day. We also can get all 3 of them for just $5.
You can't even get a lap dance on Boulder Highway for $5 anymore, guys. Trust me. Oh, my. I'm going to tell you now. It's like $2 a tooth. The girls have like 4 teeth. You don't want to go down there. Stay away from there. Now, sports fans, we'd love it if you went to the SportsMemo YouTube channel. All right, it's free. Sign up. Great content. This show, we're going to do a baseball show in a few weeks. John Ryan does some great work. Also, go to the SportsMemo Twitter channel. The greatest collection of handicappers on the planet contribute to SportsMemo. They put up tons of free stuff, trends, streaks, futures. Also, Dionne and my Twitter. Dionne?
I am the First Lady of Vegas.
I'm at Joe D'Amico. I'm at the First Lady of Vegas. I'm at Joe D'Amico wins. Guys, the free plays we gave out today, Dionne.
I am taking Indiana -4.
Going back to Indiana. That's an old Jackson song. And I'm taking Oklahoma -6.
Where the wind don't blow.
There you go. Now, guys, let's get some closing quotes. And I want to put that website up again for Anderson. Anderson, any closing comments or quotes? Anything you want to talk about, Bo?
Man, I hope it's a great March Madness all the way up until one shining moment. Hope no injuries, and can't wait to UNLV get back on top. And I want to thank you and your beautiful wife for having me on.
It's a real pleasure. You know, Anderson, you are always a class act, a great ball player. I mean, a great ball player, class act. You represented Vegas and even just college basketball as young men in general. I loved you guys, and you guys were everything to everybody in the South. You did a lot. Let me tell you, that team did a lot for Southern Nevada, period. You know, Vegas was always Vegas. The boom came when it just happened to coincide with your success as a team. I wonder how much you guys had to do with it. I say a lot.
A few of them buildings on campus is because of us.
Absolutely. And there's still teams that won't come here because they're afraid of what you guys did to them back in the late 80s. I want to say thank you for joining us today. One more time, revelmoment.com for Anderson. And if you want to come and see Anderson, Larry Johnson, Mo Scurry, Dionne, when are they going to be out here?
They are going to be there March, I believe it was 26th, I believe it was.
March 26th.
Yeah, Saturday, March 26th from
Yeah.
4 to 6 p.m. inside the Sportsbook at the Orleans Casino. You're
Yeah,
going to
come
go
on
ahead
out
and
say
meet.
hi.
Yep, Anderson Hunt, Larry Johnson, Moses Scurry. The three of them will be over there. Make sure you go there, check them out, stay a while, chit chat, and get some.
Maybe we could even take Anderson, Larry, and Mo to dinner. That would be nice if they have the time. Now, if you do, we'll talk about that.
Deal.
Anderson, we're going to sign
Done.
off. This has been an absolute honor. Dionne, can you take us out of here?
I sure can. So make sure you tune in every day this week as Anderson Hunt and I have a bunch of special guests and a ton of free winners.
She better dump me already. Oh my God, I got better dealt. Oh my God, I'm gonna go hang out with Moses and Larry. No.
On behalf of Sports Memo, Anderson Hunt, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everybody out there, good luck. Have a winning day.